K10 News, our efforts to bring you the most comprehensive local stories start with one good reporter.
Now, the key job impact will be over the next 2 years when hundreds of construction workers will be hired. Meredith, you've probably seen store employees using a special pen to check your money if it's $20 or more, but now one store has showed us they're going an extra step further to stop from being scammed. The owner, Meredith, let me take you back more than 2 years. Now, that's when prosecutors say the ordeal for this trooper started, and they say it started here along Highway 75 when he pulled somebody over for suspected DWI. Well, prosecutors say that he followed through with that threat, coming back again and again to harass the trooper. Now, we called his attorney, but we haven't heard back. But at his home near Van Alstyne, Hoganson told me he's innocent.
There were some young people involved in this that their lives could have been ruined.
Meredith, today we learned that a drug test showed the suspect was actually high on meth when he came driving here along Armstrong Avenue. Now, they went along for a few blocks, and they say his car, the front bumper, was actually pressed right up against the rear bumper of another car. They went along Armstrong Avenue like this, pressed up one against the other for a few blocks, and then when they came apart, he crashed into that house over there. Tom and Meredith, Grayson County Sheriff Keith Gary has already served 4 terms. Tonight he is running for his 5th, and that race will keep going. Right now, according to the final unofficial results that we have, he will be in a runoff against Commissioner for Precinct 1, Johnny Waldrop. And joining me right now is Sheriff Gary. Thanks for joining us tonight. Tell me, what do you think about the results that you've seen so far? And the city has found a contractor, Vessels Construction, for this $600,000 project, and they're scheduled to vote on all this at their meeting on May 21st. Now, the change in traffic to one-way could be in place by September. Reporting live in Sherman. Well, Alan was talking about the weather. It's starting to get a little bit more cloudy out here, but still pretty comfortable. There was actually a lineup of about 8 cars in the McDonald's drive-thru over here. As the stoplight cycles through, we get an idea of just how many cars are out here. Now, you can see some of them are lined up here just getting off Highway 75. Well, officials originally had planned to open the jail in May or June, so they're very happy that it's now finally ready to go, and it will go into use right away. When I told Durande about all the people we talked to who did not mind his plans, he said it's just like all the people who don't get out and vote. He says that because of those who were upset, he'll leave this land empty just the way they want it. Live in Sherman, Alex Belser, K10 News. A worker at the Paris airport says it was just Friday when the plane out of Salt Lake City, Utah landed here.
They were just coming in overnighting, going to go stay the night and then leave out in the morning.
Hunter Sanders says he gassed up the plane for the 3 men who appeared to be in their 30s or 40s.
They came back this morning, asked me to fill them up, so I went out there and filled them up. Came back this morning, I wrote them out a ticket, and they was worried about the weather, and like a 600-foot overcast, and I just filled them up, and they took on about their business. The single-engine turboprop plane, a Piper Malibu Mirage, took off from the airport around 9 Saturday morning in conditions Sanders describes as foggy but without rain. We got in the plane, they left. About 10 minutes after they left, I get a phone call from the Fort Worth Center saying they lost radar contact with this airplane.
The plane didn't make it very far from the airport, crashing several miles away just outside of Glory. The plane burned upon impact here in this field.
I called my boss and told him about it. He was out there at his land working, and he went out there, and sure enough, it was a plane crash.
The plane was registered to Celtic Bank, a commercial bank founded in 2001 in Salt Lake City. According to an online flight plan, the plane left Salt Lake City Friday morning and was due to stop over in Guymon, Oklahoma. Sanders says he is stunned at what happened to the travelers he just met.
You know, you just talk to somebody, and then 10 minutes later, they die.
At a house in Luella, a family had finished their Thanksgiving dinner when a loud noise drew their attention to the other side of the house.
Well, he just heard the explosion and walked back there and opened the back door, and you couldn't get out the back door. The whole patio was on fire.
Resident Dale Mobbs had cooked smoked turkey on an outdoor grill. He says he and his family were watching the Cowboys game when they ran to the deck. But by the time they saw the fire, there wasn't much they could do.
I tried to grab a water hose, but it wasn't no use. I mean, I couldn't get close enough to do anything. It was just waiting on the fire trucks.
Fire was reported initially exterior on the deck, and it spread to the house. On our unit's arrival, about half the house was pretty well involved.
As the flames spread, neighbors drawn by the black cloud of smoke drove down Cedar Road to see which house was on fire.
I could see all the smoke. I thought it was another neighbor's house on fire, and then I realized it was on down the road.
It started right here in this corner, right in the corner of the house, and moved back with the wind.
Bob says he's left wondering what went wrong on his propane grill.
Everything was off and we done quit, but there was still it was a wood stove, so there was still coals and stuff in it.
He says he'll be able to stay with relatives, and since this did happen, he's glad it happened at a time when his family is there for support. Deputies say a 911 call led officers to this spot on Baker Ridge Road east of Sherman around 2:30.
Sherman Police Department received a call of a body in a field. They came out, checked it, confirmed that there was a body here.
A dead man around 50 years old laying in a field. Investigators looking into what they say is a murder questioned at least one neighbor on this road.
They just asked me if I'd heard any motorcycles or anything running up down the road and stuff.
That's very abnormal for this area. You know, it's very quiet out here and we normally don't have anything.
Right now, deputies aren't saying how the man died. They believe this remote area was chosen as a location in which to dump the body.
It's kind of scary to think that someone dumped a body down the road.
Someone else was killed.
After 30 years living near this red building where his late wife taught disabled kids, Bill Wesson remembers the last murder on this street. 4 people killed at an ultralight airplane hangar at Bob Tate's ranch in 1983. This man on death row. Now another murder just down the road on this quiet tract.
They've got the one oil well, it's just a pumper up here, but now they have drilled a new one about another mile or 2 on down.
It's out of the norm.
A place quiet but so close to Sherman, it's less than a mile from the city limits.
They realized it was outside the city, so they called us. We came out, we've worked the scene along with the Texas Rangers. The body will be sent off to the medical examiner's office in Dallas to determine exactly how he died.
In Grayson County, I'm Alex Belser reporting.